Okay. We're about starting, so let's just start it for real. Next add-on quest. Somebody should do all of these, probably. Either way. Probably gonna be a bit of a low energy stream, all things considered. Not that I'm really all that high energy to begin with, most of the time. Like, I've been having a couple of rough nights. I've been debating with not streaming at all today, but I did make the schedule, and I already feel bad for not being able to stream Yakuza on Tuesday because of schedule issues. And I'm also not gonna be able to stream again for the next couple of weeks because I'm gonna have to drive back home to my parents earlier than expected. Then I'll probably have to stay there for another 4 weeks. Maybe in that time I can actually convince them to upgrade their connection, so maybe I'll be able to do something. But until then, figured I might as well, even if I'm not feeling too well, I'll try my best to actually stick to the rest of the schedule this week. Yeah, my system is probably just grinding for Ruby to make all of the Rathalos armor. I also do need 2 tails, which I have no way of getting outside of quest rewards with a hunting horn. But I assume by the time we actually get a Ruby, I'll have gotten them from quest rewards. And if not, I'll make a certain shield or a dual blade, then get those as well. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I work the scales on. It's also an issue. We'll see how it goes. What are the mercenaries right now? Add 2 more. And as I said on Twitter though, like, I'm not gonna pay too much attention to how I'm playing today. Like, it's gonna be even worse than I usually play. Because, like, I've been having quite a couple... I've had a think last couple days. So and for better or worse, like, these are like some of the better streams where I can kind of just talk without distracting from the game too much. So I'm just gonna talk about these things, even if they're not necessarily all that interesting. Let's go. But yeah, I've really been noticing the lack of a dedicated work schedule. It's kind of made my day cycle a mess again. Like, as much as school has been a mess, for that half year I've already had to teach. At least like having a schedule like gave some resemblance of balance. Now it's more like things get worse and worse. I had some real trouble sleeping again the last couple of days. Also fallen back into some old habits that I really was hoping I got rid of. Where do we need to go? Okay, here. And I had like an outline for a plan I wanted to spend the summer, and like none of this is going as planned. Partly because I have to be much more at my parents' place than I would like to. But also because I just don't have the energy really to do stuff. I was very much wanted to get my language studies like back on track, since I've been kinda slacking on them. Still I should do like some Japanese, but like my Indonesian has really suffered, which not great. I don't know, maybe when I'm at my parents' I'll actually be able to get it a bit more sorted. Who knows? I'd really like to get a bit more balance, especially since a lot of other things have also not really been working out. Also, I'd like for school, I've had a dedicated work schedule, like an... How did that work? School had the dedicated work schedule, like an outline for one, and I've not even started quite yet. I went here. So it's... I've been giving it... There's a thought like, how realistic me continuing to teach after the next year really is. Like, I'm still not sure if I'm actually like really happy with what I'm doing, or if I'm just pretending because I've spent like a good 6-7 years studying. Maybe I just need to be really better at like making schedules. Maybe that's the issue, but I have no idea how to really do that. I'm just right now talking about these things is like, it helps me clear it a bit more in my head. I don't know why, like, talking about it while streaming is that helpful to me. It's not this. It's not the same as when I go to therapy, obviously, which I have been for the better part of 2-3 years, to help with a lot of stuff I mentioned before. just... I don't know, it kinda feels different in a way I can't really describe. At least I started reading a bit more. I barely found the time to read anything besides like Twitter these last couple months, but now I'm like actually reading stuff I'm interested again. So I guess not all's bad. So I've had like today and yesterday have been a mess because I've ordered something from Amazon that has still not showed up. So it was supposed to come yesterday, but I was home at the time the delivery man supposedly was here. There wasn't a ring on my door. There wasn't a notice on my door. So I had to call support hotline to figure out what's going on. And now it was supposed to be available to pick it up today, but it's not there at my post office. They said it will only be there tomorrow, so I'm really kinda pissed that it's still not in my hands, because I was really looking forward to that package. It's like pretty important to me. Swear tomorrow I also won't be able to pick it up. I might just strangle whoever's at the counter. That will teach me to deliver stuff to my address in Vienna. Like usually I order stuff to go to my parents' place, and so then I can get it when I visit them every once in a while. And there's never been an issue doing that, but now that once ordered it here in Vienna, suddenly it's this big issue. Fine. Well, if I get... as long as I can get it before I have to drive to my parents, I'll be happy, because that's always something I'd like to mess around with. I'm not sure if I mentioned this before on stream, but I've... like, while I was in school and even while studying, I took like violin lessons for almost 15 years. I think it's more like 13, 14. But over the last couple of years I've rarely found myself playing. So I'm hoping if I'm like really interested to pick it back up again. I've always wanted an electrical violin. I'm hoping once I finally have it I can play a bit more. Just like... I really like making music, and there's like a certain couple songs I really want to learn how to play. Who knows if I can figure out how to hook it up to the PC. Maybe I can even do streams where I play violin. Who knows? The world's my oyster at that point. Thanks, Vanna Plus. I guess what I can also look into, like, if I can actually convince my parents to upgrade their those 5 connection strength, the infrastructure at their home, and stream from there as well. Maybe I'll stream like the Blue Mage raid group I'm in now. Like that's why I couldn't stream Yakuza on Tuesday. I joined the Blue Mage group that we're doing stuff with. It's been real fun so far. I just didn't occur to me the last couple days to stream it, and also not. I haven't quite. Even though my PC upgrade was to make streaming stuff on PC easier, I haven't really attempted to stream anything from PC. So I'm not sure if it would even like work very well. Maybe I'll give it a test run to see how it goes, and we'll go from there. Ah, nice they kept that from World. Get back here. There we go. Yeah, I don't really know. And there's also been some other, like another thing been in the back of my mind for a while now that I can't really talk about on stream. Until later anyway. Which I don't know if it'll. I'm not sure if it's already over or I have to wait until like August to hear back how that is going. Like, currently, besides inside of me, like one already saying I shouldn't think about it anymore because I blew it. Another like saying like you never know. If only I could spend all the time I focus on worrying about stuff into my work or my language studies. Or even improving my streaming setup, like how I stream. I get to actually something productive with my time. I can't always have that, I guess. Oh well. Huh. Yeah. Like, I'm mostly at the point already, like, where I'm kinda looking forward to go back to teaching, go back to school. Like, I usually had those moments, like, generally, both while I was in high school and then during university while there were no lectures. At some point, you just feel like wasting away. Like, usually it takes at least half my vacation to reach that point. I guess not in this case. I'm not sure if that says I'm getting older. If I really just need something to stabilize my life. I think at least this time. I'm not even sure what I'm trying to say. Like, now that I've talked about some of this stuff, like, at least feel more motivated to do certain stuff I've been putting off. There's some stuff back in down in my car that I still need to carry up to my flat that I've been pushing off. I do really need to vacuum the place again, which I've been pushing off. Something I have to do anyway now that I have to go back to my parents so much earlier than expected. But I don't know why now I feel more motivated to do it. I mean, in the end, the stream really is just mostly me talking to myself. Like, at the end of the day, I'm not hearing anything new I haven't thought about before. Maybe just hearing it out loud instead of just in my head has this positive impact on me. It's like the only thing I can think of. If it's not that I don't quite know what it is. Maybe I should bring that up in my next therapy session whenever it's gonna happen. Oh. Other one is another plate? Really? I've been getting really unlucky with just getting plates instead of gems, rubies. Yeah, that's the next thing I'm also like maybe it's affecting me subconsciously more than I realize. Like, I only have a couple more therapy sessions left. Because otherwise, that like my insurance will pay for. So it's like I could have more afterwards, but then I'd have to either get another psychological exam that proves that you're just taunting me, game. Yeah, like get an evaluation that proves that I still need therapy or pay for it out of my own pocket, which, while doable, it would very much cut into my already not that great pay. Yes. And for the longest time, therapy was really the only place I could speak my mind. Maybe this is why these streams also attracted me, because it at least kind of emulates it. I don't have anyone to bring up suggestions or have a dialogue about it, with at least right now, if anyone is even watching. But it's better than nothing, I suppose. Kind of a placebo effect, I guess, for the lack of a better word. Thinking about my language studies again, though, like, I think, like, I have been at least keeping up with, like, learning kanji and vocabulary that involves kanji, which at least now I finally understand why there are so many kanji. Like, when like 10 different words use the same pronunciation in hiragana, you kinda need, at least for text, some way to distinguish between them easily. Kanji at least do. Still not sure how you, like, I would distinguish between them vocally. Like, I guess you'd really just have to pay attention to the context and then just know what is context, like, it's a good example, like, Shin means this, not none of the other words it could stand for. Who knows, though? Maybe I'm overthinking it. The way, like, while learning more vocabulary in kanji is nice and all, what I really should be looking into to, like, at least be able to read the language. Like, I have no hopes that I'll be able to speak it besides some very simple sentences for quite a while. At least another year. Is like looking into the grammar. Like, I'm like learn all the different, like, what's, like, forms that verbs take, like, for the different meanings. Learn, like, all the... We're blinding on this word now. like all the particles that like indicate everything, basically. How to correctly use them. Like, I kinda know some now, off the top of my head, from having looked into it before. It's also been a while, and there's so many more, and so many more different meanings than I bothered to look at for the longest time. But without like actually looking into that, there's like no way I will ever be able to properly read language. Like, I'm not even talking about speaking at that point. Like, if I could read it at the very least, it would already be a big plus to show that my work is paying off. It's not like I'm spending the time on much else, really. As I said, I'm kind of falling back into old habits. Like, if I wasn't, like, I'm not working either on languages or playing violin or working for school. I'm not even playing, like, games. I mean, this is also the reason why I want to get into this thing, because it's kind of like the only way right now I can force myself to play games. I'm just sleeping or sitting in bed, watching something that I could also watch while at least doing something else. Like, I am capable of multitasking to some degree. Like, every time I think now I'm gonna do something, like, the same thoughts keep rushing back into my head. Go. Like, where to even start? I'm already behind time, even though both for my language studies there's like no time limit, and also for school it's still 7 weeks or so. 6 weeks. I easily could have time. No. When I think about it like this, like, maybe there is just... Maybe there's just something not quite right in my head. Maybe I should get myself evaluated again. Maybe that would be for the best. Who can really say? I guess I will wait. Like, I will start trying to work on some stuff. I think I have to wait for that thing and that I might hear back from in August before I can really say what else I can need to change. Depending on that, I might have to change a lot about how I'm doing things right now. I'll try to stay optimistic about it, even though I'm pretty sure it's not gonna work out. What's wrong with her head broken? Oh. Maybe from a language studies, I really just have to also do it for how I'm doing it with games right now, where I just have to force myself to stream it. It's not like anybody's really looking forward to these streams anyway, besides me doing it. I was lucky. And just by doing it like that, maybe I'll actually make some headway in that department. Okay. Seems like the best plan moving forward. And if that doesn't work, then I'll think of something else. Just have to think outside the box for once. Can't keep doing the same steps over and over again, expecting a different result all of a sudden. Do we have another turf war going? Yep. Well, let's make use of this. And as I was saying, think outside the box for once. Like, something will have to work. Mine's kind of jumping all over the place now. I am really looking forward to, like, actually looking forward to getting that electrical violin and messing around with it. Thinking it would be quite fun. Not even sure where I stopped playing violin, really. Like, I'm certain I have gotten a bit rusty after a while, but I always did enjoy making music. Like, I'm not quite sure. Did I just not have the time? I mean, maybe it was the same thing as my language studies. Or anything I really want to do. Like, I think about doing it and then I just never commit. I think that's also why I ordered that electrical violin instead of playing my regular one again. Like, my regular one is good and fine. Like, maybe having a bit of a variation of the same instrument will help my thought process a bit. How do I even start on the map here? Guess we'll go like this. Yeah. There's also been recently contacted by one of my students. I didn't expect to hear anything from them until the end of summer, but one of my students that would have had to take a repetition exam to advance to the next grade at the beginning of the next school year. But, you know, messaged me to told me she's starting, you know, working at a place instead, like learning physical labor. Maybe not physical is probably the wrong word, but like some workplace took her in, though she's not going to school anymore, so she also won't make that exam. Which I wish her best of luck. Like, end of the day, like nobody. Not everybody profits from actually going to school and getting and finishing great. I mean, that's probably weird to hear from a teacher of all people, but and some people really don't really flourish in there because a lot of stuff doesn't with them. Like, in my opinion, it's only Maybe it's only like bad if like nothing in school interests you, like my thought on it. Like I feel like even if school is not the right place for you, maybe you have at least one or two subjects that interest you, like being biology or geography or heck or history, whatever. It doesn't even have to be maths or physics like I was interested in the most. But when I have students that where I see that they failed all their subjects, like the point it's not like if nothing interests you, if you're not even willing to put in the effort even in as bad as the circumstances this year were. I'm not sure how much really will change if you go work somewhere else. That's not what I wanted to do. And maybe I have the wrong attitude in that regard still. Either way. Can you be done soon? I guess this technically means less work for me at the start of the next school year. But also, she technically could still show up, like, things could happen. She's saying she wants to keep going to school and we have to accept until literally the day of the exam. There's like no like time limit where they have to say they want to take that exam or not. They can literally until the last minute decide I'm gonna show up and take it and we need to accept that. Which, you know, is kind of a nightmare in its own. And it's also like nowhere else in the world will anything be as accommodating to these kids as we are. If they were like 10 or 12, I could sort of understand, but we're talking about like 15, 16-year-olds. Like, these are people that they could be out working. They don't have to go study. They don't finish school and then study. I would basically like lying to them how the real world is. I mean, it doesn't help that our like government fucks up education politics every year more and more. And it's always a cost-saving measure. Like, it's never changing something to make it better, it's always because it's cheaper to do it a certain way. Like, that's not how you can run a school, that's not how you can do education at all. You can't try to make education cheaper to do and do. Stop giving me plates, I swear to God. That's another factor why I'm not sure if I actually want to stay a teacher until I retire. It's like, it's only ever gonna get worse. It's never gonna get better. And if you as a teacher say the government is making things worse, people will just tell you that you're lazy and don't want to work. It's a sad fact that most people have very little idea how much work actually goes into teaching. It's like whenever something is wrong in the education department, it's usually teachers that get blamed first and foremost. It's something you have to get used to, I guess, but... doesn't feel great, say it like this. That's the wrong one. Ooh, let's see here. We leveled up again. Nice. Use some of these apples. So I'm being quiet a bit more now, like I'm also just thinking internally a bit again now. Guess I really shouldn't do that. That's the point of me like streaming to talk about my thoughts. Then it's like, what can I say that I haven't really like mentioned yet? Like, if I get a new thought to something I've already mentioned, like, should I just repeat first what I've already talked about? It's been a bit. And stuff like... It's actually stuff like this that probably also keeps me up at night. Just subconsciously thinking about stuff that makes me worry and whatnot. I'm actually surprised we haven't gotten a single tail. Like, it is a bit low chance from Quest Rewards, but going by all the other monsters I've gotten tails from Quest Rewards, it's usually not that bad. I guess either way, we'll get it sooner or later. Guess on a completely different note, how about the Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duels announcement? That's something I never thought would actually happen. Konami making their own online simulator. Not sure if that's also something I mentioned before, but I'm actually quite a bit into Yu-Gi-Oh! At least I got back into it a lot more again recently. I say recently, for the better. I have followed it for at least 2-3 years by now again, and then I've also been like paying a lot more attention to like the game and what's going on. more for about a year now. The thing that has me worried though, like, obviously since Konami is making their own online simulator now, Edo Pro and Dueling Book are basically be screwed. If up till now they were never... I think they mostly put a blind eye to it because they didn't have their own, like, online product. Besides, like, Duel Links, which isn't really the same. But now that they can make their own money from an online simulator, they're not gonna let them just exist. Like, the thing I'm worried about in that regard is, like, how the monetization of Master Duel is gonna be. Like, if it's anything like Duel Links, I feel like it's gonna flop hard. Like one of the better opinions I've seen on it is like Duel Links kinda works because it's a small curated card pool. It's like every time a new box comes out, like, if you really are willing to spend like $100 on it, which I wouldn't advocate for. At the end of the day, it's every day it's another gacha, just as the real card game is if you're buying packs. You really shouldn't spend all that money. Like, at the end, that's just for a small pool. For, like, Master Duel, it looks like they do have the entire card pool of, like, the TCG and or OCG in there, which is like 10,000s of cards. Like, how are you gonna get all those cards? Will you just be able to craft them? If so, for how much? How much is a box gonna cost? Will there be boxes for every, like, set in Yu-Gi-Oh? Am I gonna have to buy digital boxes of Legend of Blue Eyes just to get a Dark Hole? Or I think Red Geki was also in Legends of Blue Eyes. Like, for the physical game, trading is a huge aspect. Wait, you're not Rathalos. Sorry, my bad. So distracted by talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! But for the physical game, trading is also a huge aspect. But will Master Duel allow trading? Like, none of the other, like, card game simulators that really have trading. Like, Hearthstone certainly doesn't. I'm pretty sure Magic the Gathering Arena doesn't either. I guess Arena has also at least the upside of the same as Duel Links, where they don't have the entire card pool always available. It's always a smaller card pool for, like, the more competitive format. Yeah, we're obviously gonna have to wait and see how it actually ends up with, but if it is like Duel Links monetization, it's probably not gonna be as big as it people are hoping it to be. Who knows, maybe Dueling Book or Edo Pro will somehow survive in that case. Maybe that's also hoping for too much, but I don't always dream. The only thing we do know about it right now is that it is free to play with in-game transactions. Which that could be... People have speculated could be cosmetics. Which I'm not really thinking will be the case. I mean, there might also be cosmetics, yeah, but I doubt they're only gonna have cosmetics. Also gonna have... It's more of a question like, will they give you like older card sets, like everything free, the most recent or the last two boxes for free? Or will they actually expect you to purchase most of the older sets? And if they do, like, will they be cheaper than newer sets? We just don't know. One of these cases where we just have to wait and see, but I'm pretty scared that Konami will mess it up. And the main reason why I haven't, even though I very much more interested in Yu-Gi-Oh! Than I've been since my childhood, I haven't purchased like physical product in a while. It's like, because there's like no physical... Both physical events are not really happening. And also, like, the closest local to me would still be like 40 minutes to get there, which when I'm working is not really feasible, especially since it happens like in the early afternoon during the week, where I'm almost certainly still gonna be in school. I mean, if I were to buy physical products, though, I wouldn't buy boxes. I would almost certainly buy singles online to make like a deck I'm interested in. Not sure what I'd build though. Maybe Guardians? Maybe Fluffle? Evil Twin are also like pretty interesting to me, but I think Evil Twin is more of an engine than its own deck, really. I would say Sky Strikers, but God knows Engage is probably going back to banned. The next ban list. I mean, we can only hope. So probably not really playable for long. who can say, maybe they'll keep engage at 1, even though it's a pretty unfun card to play against. I know Striker as a deck is fine. Like somehow like Tri-Brigade Zodiac is still the best deck after getting Trident banned, even though everybody was expecting Striker to be much bigger threat. I feel like also the Zodiac thing is a lot less that Trident was a good card that Zodiac could make, and more that Zeus is just inherently a... You can't balance Zeus. I bring up all these Yu-Gi-Oh terms that probably no one who's gonna watch this has ever heard of. Yeah, the issue is obviously Zeus, and that the Tri-Brigade engine is just really strong. Like before people settled on... It was settled that like Zodiac was one of the better shows for Tri-Brigade. Like, I actually really liked Bird Up also. But... And I feel like maybe pure Tri-Brigade might still be better with more experimentation. I mean, there's also the issue of even though Zeus is the problem, they're not gonna ban Zeus because they still want to sell. Like, I think the set Zeus was in is still available to purchase, if I remember correctly, so they're not gonna get rid of Zeus anytime soon. They want to sell product. Hang on. Okay, I need to go this way. I guess we'll see. They haven't announced if it does in fact have the full card pool. We just saw a lot of older boss monsters already. Like Construct and... It has not even been like a full day since I watched the trailer, and I can't remember if it was Black Rose or Stardust Dragon that they showed for Synchro. I wanna say it was Stardust. It's very much time when nobody knows for sure. Another deck I'm actually interested in building, though even though I know it's not a good deck, is like FAs. I really like the idea behind FAs, gaining more and more levels. Daunt Dragster is a pretty okay boss monster. Motorhome exists. I've never been the biggest fan of Motorhome, but it is good for the deck. I mean, I also, again, since I like the level modulation, having a level 13 or level 15 synchro is just funny to me. Who knows, maybe at some point I'll also actually learn how to play Pendulum. That's a lie, I'll never learn how to play Pendulum. I'm not really interested in Metal Foes. I guess the question, if I do ever build that FA deck, will I be forced to run Dragoon? How many Go second staples do I need? How many is really reliant on? Honestly, I don't think there's all that much room in an actual FA deck. You can't really use FAs as an engine, I think. Und starting to think, but I haven't really talked about yet. It's been basically non-stop talking with very little breaks, actually. Kind of impressive for me, actually. I don't think I'm usually all that much talkative unless I do stuff like this. Maybe I should really just do more free talk streams. Just constantly talking what's on my mind. And isn't that basically the essence of free talk? I mean, I get kinda... Like, also part of it would be like actually having people that would listen and bring up their own suggestions. But... so maybe one day I'll have that. If I work hard enough. If I actually start promoting these streams more. Who knows? Vernosac. Couple of these. I can't wait until I get layered armor, because the Rathian set is actually one of the sets I like more. Going pure sets instead of going good looking mishmash. And actually being able to keep using it instead of having to keep the appearance of Mikuru and Dama would be nice. Is it after the next quest unlocked later, Dama? Maybe. Either way. Why not? Dumb by a mile. Getting more materials. Just did this real quick. I guess the upside of having to hunt Rathalos so much is that getting a good chunk of money, which I was running pretty low. Oh, hey, wealthy. Let's hope that activates. It did. Nothing else. Oh well. Something I also have to do at some point is actually do the Ibushi Rampage a whole lot, since it actually is a hunting one. Looking at it, like, I'm not a big fan of the songs on it, but I do want to have every hunting one in the game at some point. So I'll have to at some point grab it. Well, it's something for another time. Right now this is Rathalos o'clock. It's like in every one of my Monster Hunter games. One reason or another I do end up just hunting Rathalos a whole bunch. Here's some other positive progress I've made in 14 though. Like, some people might know, depending if you follow my 14 account. I'm very much into big fishing in 14. I like almost everything about fishing in that game, besides ocean fishing, for my very own reasons why I don't like that. And I'm only missing three of the new big fish now that came with the 0.55 patch. So honestly, can't wait until I actually catch those. Like, only one of them is one that shows up more regularly, but it also has like really dumb requirements to get. The other ones are just pretty rare windows. Might happen once a week, once every 2 weeks. Really, I thought it was aimed more to the side. Maybe I do need to get stun resistance. Getting silly. I was hoping I'd also have like good news about the ultimate group I'm running, but for the last 3 raid nights there's always been someone not being able to show up. So it's like, which, you know, is already a bit of an issue, but we can, if we had like 3 nights a week, I guess it wouldn't be that bad, but because of conflicting schedules, we can only have 2 nights a week. Which also actually why I didn't stream on Tuesday, because one of the nights is Tuesday, so in between the Blue Mage raiding and the Ultimate raiding, I need some kind of break. Yeah, like, I'm gonna stay positive, but if it keeps coming up, we will just have to we'll just have to call it, especially since one of our members has very little free time, for one, because of work, so it really sucks for them having to keep their schedule free for waiting when we then don't run. I completely understand them. I was in the same boat. I'm not sure. I think part of what Ramesseed's schedule is back to being all over the place is also because of when we have to run. I don't want to blame it in that, because like I could keep a somewhat decent sleep schedule even with that if I really wanted to. There's like more to it than that. Just really hoping by time in 2-3 weeks we've actually were able to run without interruption and get like at least Bahamut more cleaned up. We aren't even to ads yet. It's like if we can get to ads in like the next 2 weeks, we might be having a good shot of clearing before school starts for me again. Well, I won't be able to run again besides Saturday. We'll have to see whether really. I'm gonna write here in a second. Let me just pick up this environment here. Hopefully by the time I stream again I have good news in that regard. If anyone is curious about that. Well, some people might. Yeah, I got Water Blight. Hmm. Well, it must stop being funny to me that one of the safest places for when Ruffalo spins around is directly next or beneath his legs. Sometimes the slope can save you, sometimes not. Get right into your dash. Actually, speaking of 14, I really should go and try to finish at least a resistance weapon at this point. Like, I still haven't been into Sadnor at all. I still have a Skysteel tool to finish as well, just to say I've done it. Guess the one thing I definitely not gonna do is do the new ocean fishing maps. I don't know why for someone who is into big fishing, I just don't like ocean fishing all that much. I mean, I do know why. Big fishing is like, at the end it's all on me. Can I get lucky enough to catch the fish? Will I even get a bite? Will I be able to reel it in? It's like the excitement that keeps me going. Ocean fishing, though, for like the blue rarity fish, like the big fishing equivalent, like first you have to start a Spectral Current, which, like, actually need to rely on other people for that, which not even guaranteed all the time. That you'll get one. Even if, like, the group fishes out 10 or 20, but just because you're so much more reliant on other people for it. It's not really something I enjoy. And don't get me started on the points achievement. It's also something you're so heavily reliant on your group specifically. Actually have a good chance of... And that's also tied to getting Spectral Currents. Without Spectral Currents, you don't really get enough points because the fish and Spectral Currents are worth so many more points. I know maybe I'll give it another shot when I'm really bored, but I don't really see it happening. Wait, I thought you were tired. Oh no. Please help. Well, either way. The only thing I'm glad with, like, one of the big fish I'm still missing is one that requires sort of preparation. So having the AFK timer again, kinda not great, because logging out resets all your progress you've made for that. But who knows? Maybe it's not really gonna be as bad. And I mean, there are ways to get around the AFK kick. I'm not gonna mention here. I'm gonna take that secret to the grave. Ask somebody else. Alright, I do have to get a bones. I'm actually probably gonna call it after this. Buffaloes, to be honest. So I could keep going, but like, as I mentioned, I do wanna actually try. I do have some stuff I need to be doing that I feel more motivated to do now. Also get my language studies more running again. Which I do need more time probably than I would have if I kept going. And I guess I am running out of stuff to be talked about on my own. At this point I would just go back to like commenting the game, which I'm not really commenting much besides commenting on hitboxes and whatnot from time to time. I'm down here. I have to keep rolling in here since there's barely way to really wait. And also keep Rathalos in a good view. Are you running again? Yeah, you're almost dead. Why did... I almost would have gotten hit by that. this one before I really got on, like, the thing I've been thinking about is like, maybe I should actually also try streaming in German from time to time. I'm not really sure, like, what it would really bring. Since the little advertisement I do on my Twitter is like I only have people that speak English following me. I don't think I have a single person on there that actually speaks German. But you know, it's like that's maybe that will be at least a Twitch category I'll put. Like, I'm not confident enough to really add categories to my stream. Like, even though I like regular speaking and typing, I think my English is fine. Like, but actually putting English as like the language for the stream feels. I don't really dare to do it. Like, I can't even describe how it feels. Like, not like I'm lying, but like I'm a bit scared. Like, even this stream, I already had moments where I couldn't think of a word I should know. It's kind of like. What else might happen? Well, that's stuff to think about. I guess the one thing I do also really regret is like, since I have to get to my parents this early, like, my birthday's on the 28th, so I was kind of hoping I would be able to do a birthday stream around, like, maybe not on the 28th, but like the day before, or like on the 30th. But wasn't meant to be, unfortunately. Maybe next year. It's still kind of a mess that I even have to basically spend all of August at my parents' place. What can you do? If I say no, they'll accuse me of not caring about them again. So it's like, just do it before I get into arguments. Yeah, I'll probably end it here now, though. This feels like a good time. Did basically get most of what came to mind of my quest. And we even got the ruby. That's not a sign we could end it here after basically spending the entire stream for it. I don't know what is. On that note, then, Thank you all for watching. And I'll be back for the last stream for at least a bit. If I can figure out the streaming situation at my parents' place. Back on Saturday for my Fiesta run. Guess if I see how far we can go before then, maybe I will make that a really long stream. We'll see. Till then, have a good day or night. See you.